Hi guys, Jim here with another Sudoku video, and today we will be tackling a chess Sudoku from the collection presented by the Cracking the Cryptic team. Cracking the Cryptic are a couple of YouTubers, channel linked in the description, who are very good at puzzles, Sudokus, but all sorts of puzzles as well. Yeah, definitely worth them. Way better than me. Definitely worth checking them out if this is the kind of thing you're interested in. They've also published these collections of variant Sudoku puzzles. You can pick them up on Steam or on your phone, I think they are some of the best puzzles I've ever played. They're pretty challenging. They start hard and they get very hard, but they're all handcrafted. They're really logically consistent and very. Sometimes the solves are really beautiful, and you'll spot something and it'll just break it open. It's lovely. And they've also got handwritten hints to kind of try and guide you through if you get stuck. So yeah, definitely worth checking those out. So what do I mean by variant Sudoku? Well, let's jump into the puzzle and find out. So with chess Sudoku, we get a choice of knight, king, and queen. So we'll keep going with knight for the time being. And now we're on our third knight puzzle, which is a 2-star. And what do I mean by knight? Well, so if you think about the normal rules of Sudoku apply. So we've got in every box, every row, every column, we need the digits 1 through 9. But also in a knight Sudoku in particular, how can a knight move in chess, right? So if you have a knight here, it can move 3 up, 2 over, or 3 along, 2 up, like that. So it can go there or there, and then similarly, so this knight could move there, or there and there to get this nice little bullseye target shape, if you like. And what we're saying in chess Sudoku is that this cell couldn't be the same as any of these other cells that it can see by a knight's move. So in this particular instance, it couldn't be a 2 or a 4 because it could see those cells by knight's move. Obviously, it can't be the same as these two anyway because they're in the box, but it's an additional constraint, and it's actually quite a significant constraint. Unlike king and queen, which are a bit more specific, knight actually does rule out quite a lot. So for instance, if you've got a cell, so this cell here, actually no, this is one, it's only a bit more interesting examples. Maybe, well, so this 4 here would rule a 4 out from all 4 of these cells, which, you know, can be quite powerful. Obviously there couldn't be a 4 there anyway. And also the software is quite nice, so you'll notice this shading going around, and what this basically, it helps you visualize the grid, I suppose, in so much as this cell can't be the same as any of the grey cells, basically. It kind of denotes it all for you. But anyway, that's it. Enough rambling from me. And let's go. Now, there is actually something really interesting here, isn't there? I just happened to click on this cell, but I don't know if you've spotted it, but this cell, in these 4 kind of the cardinal boxes, the northwest, east, south boxes, the only cell available that it could be is this. So if this was a 1, this has to be a 1 as well, because otherwise it's ruled out. And it's the same with all of the boxes. So these 4 cells and this are the same. So I might just denote that with a blue. Now, does that give me something really obvious to start with? Because if I can rule it out, so it can't be a 1 or a 2 or a 3 or a 4 or a 5 or a 6 or a 7 or an 8 or a 9. Okay, this can't be right. No, I've done something wrong with the logic here. Haven't I? I feel like I must have. If this is a 2, well, it can't be a 2. If this was a 3, no, I think you can ignore my logic. I think you can ignore my ramblings, because obviously it doesn't have to be the same, does it? because it could already be one of the ones. Ignore all of that. Let's pretend that I didn't start with some rambling nonsense. But I do think that's quite a nice pattern. Anyway, right, let's restart this puzzle. Okay, so ones. Ones are instantly helpful, right? Where does one go in this box? Well, can't go here by this one. Can't go here by this one or here by this one. Right, these three ones in the normal Sudoku means kind of rule this out. But also, it can't go here because it would see this one, as we've just been discussing. So in fact, that must be a 1. So there's a 1 limited to one of 2 cells over there. There's a 2 limited to one of these 2 cells up there. There's a yes. So I was looking for an interesting example earlier. This 3 is powerful on this box, right? Because it rules all of those out. Yeah, cells on the edge, right? So yeah, so this 8 is powerful here as well, isn't it? In fact, these combine with these and this to give me an 8 in the middle. So that's the 8, right? So okay, so at least that, at least my logic there held. My original flawed logic. It would have been nice. Okay, so 7's in this box is in one of these 2 cells, and that one can't be that because that would see that 7 by Knight's move. We've got 7's limited to one of 2 cells there. We've got 7's limited to one of 2 cells there. Doesn't quite look it, but this cell can't be a 7 because of this one. And so in this box, yeah, lovely. So in this box, 7 is limited to one of these 2 cells, but obviously this one is ruled out by that one as well. So that is a 7. And I've probably reached my limit on 7's down there, haven't I? Yes. Okay, so, but in this box, if we continue, if we go to 8's next, there's an 8 over there by these 2. By that one, and then that does in fact sort out the 7's. So surely I'm done on 7's. Yeah, sorry, I just missed that one earlier. Very nice. Am I done on 8's? I might be, you know, because that's an 8. What? Oh, I accidentally pressed numlock on my keyboard. So that's an 8, and therefore that is an 8. That's all the 8's as well. Blimey. Any joy on 9's? Oof. Not really. 2 9's are definitely there. Well, actually, even though I've only got 1 9 in the grid, look, the fact that I can limit, well, I can't limit 9's to those 2 cells. I can limit them to these 3, but that combines with this one. That one rules that one out. So in fact, that's a 9. And that means this is a 9, and then we have this lovely logic, because these 2 are a 3-9 pair, and what that basically means is there's a 3 in one of these 2 cells, and there's a 9 in one of these 2 cells, which means there can be nothing else in those 2 cells, because if I put a 4 here then, say, I'd need to put both a 3 and a 9 in that cell, so that doesn't work. Speaking of 4, I do need a 4 and a 2 to complete the box. So I will denote that. That means I can pencil mark 2's here. With corner pencil marking, please. 2's are limited to one of these 2 cells. That's interesting then. So we can ask the question, where does the 2 go in this column? Well, these 2's here rule out the 2's in this box. And therefore, the only place left for a 2 in this column is up here. So that must be a 2. What else do we know? Well, we know we need to put a 4, a 9, and a 6 in this box somehow. And we know that one can't be a 9 because of that 9 would see it by Knight's move. So that's nice. That does restrict. So in this box, where do 4's go? Well, the virtual 4 up here and this 4 down here combine to leave us needing a 4 in that one. And that resolves this 4-2 pair quite nicely. By knight's move, that one can't be a 4, so it must be a 2. That is a 2. That is a 2. Ooh, I thought I was about to have all the 2s. Am I about to have all the 2s? 2s are limited to one of these 2 cells. Now, unfortunately, that's as far as I can go. What about 3s? Well, what do we need for this box? We need a 3 and a 5. Ah, okay, so what about this row? So this row's got 3, 9, and 5 missing, but the 3 and the 9 are in this pair over here. So in fact, that is the 5. That puts a 5 in one of these 2 cells in this box. 5 is limited to one of these 2 cells in this box, which means in this box, it's limited to those 2 cells. Got some good pencil marking on 5s, but not much more. How about 6s? 6s are limited to these 2 cells down here, which means, again, we get this nice pairing up. So these are a 6-2 pair, which means they can be nothing else. What else on 6s? Yes, look at this. This is a powerful cell. This cell rules out these 2 because it's in the column, and then this one by knight's move, and then this one by knight's move. So both the 2 knight's moves here mean that this has to be a 6, and that's really nice because that then sorts out the other pencil marks in that set, in that box. This is a 9 and a 3, which means in this, oh, there's a nice symmetry there, so that must be a 3 to complete that row, and this must be a 6 to complete the box. Ah, lovely. So up in the top left, where does a 6 go? Well, this 6 here rules out these ones, and then there's a 6 down in the bottom, so that must be a 6, which then in turn rules out the 6 from these 2, so that is a 6, which gives us both a 6 in this box and a 5 in this box. That lets us finish the 4, 6, 9 triple. That gives us a 9 over here in this box. That gives us a 9 and a 3 in this order. 3s, okay, lovely. So 3s are limited to these 2 cells in this box, but we know, because this is part of a 2-6 pair, which actually I can resolve, this can't be a 3. So that is a 3. And then let me just finish this 2-6 down here, which has opened itself up. That 3 there means that this 5-3 pair is figured out. Yes, and that's nice. It's because now this box, the 3 in this box is limited to only this cell, which then gives us a resolution on the 3-9 pair here, and I think that's all the 3s as well, isn't it? Lovely. Right, this has been a good puzzle. I often struggle with chess puzzles. I find them really difficult. But this has not been too bad. That's a 1, 2. So this 1, yeah, where does the 1 go in this box? Well, this 1 rules that one out, so it leaves us with only this as an option. That gives us a couple of 2s around the grid, and in fact gives us the last of our 2s, which you love to see. In this box, yes, 1 is restricted by these 2, so that must be a 1, and I think that gives us a 1 in the top left and a 1 down in the bottom right box, and that's all of those as well. That needs a 5 to complete the row. That needs a 4 to complete the row. This therefore needs a 9 to complete the column. This gives us a 9 and a 4 to complete this box. This leaves us with a 5 and a 5 to complete that box. And then finally, suitably enough, the last digit is a 9. Yes, 1245. That's not too bad, actually. I will take that. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. Yeah, I did enjoy that one. I think I struggle with chess the most, I think, but the knight constraint I do find the best. So yeah, the king and queen ones, particularly queen, I do struggle with queen Sudokus for some reason. The logic doesn't really do me many favors. I don't know why. But hopefully we will not find that out for a little while. Right, 2 stars down. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Cheers.